Hey guys, it's Jeff. Happy Tuesday. We have a lot going on today. Apple is going bonkers with product releases and software releases today. We had the new Mac Pro come out, and it seems that that is more expensive than what we were expecting. I'll release a separate video on that. But today, Apple also released iOS 13.3. That is the official version. So today we're going to go over what's new in this version of iOS 13, see what's new and why you guys should consider updating to the latest version of iOS, which is iOS 13.3. So let's get into the video. Okay, so the first change is typically when you're composing a message in, let's say, iMessage, you go into your iMessage and you have your emoji keyboard at the bottom. There is the option to have your Memoji stickers available, so that is an option there, but some people have expressed that they don't actually like the Memoji keyboard being there simply because they don't like Memojis, or maybe they will never actually use them. So within iOS 13.3, this update allows you specifically to remove that keyboard. So if you go into Settings, General, then onto Keyboard, you can go down all the way to the bottom is Emoji. That is the menu you need to go to. Go and tap on Memoji stickers. That will turn that off. So now when you go into compose a message and you go to your emoji keyboard, there's actually nothing to the left there. It is specifically all emojis and not Memoji stickers. Okay, so the next change can be found in the Settings app. So if you go into the Settings app, then to Screen Time, you have the communication limits. So communication limits was introduced to us first in iOS 13 betas right after WWDC, but Apple decided to take that feature out simply because it wasn't ready yet and they were having a lot of issues. But now it's back here in iOS 13.3, and it's actually a very good feature specific to parents. So parents, if you already use Screen Time to kind of control time on your kid's phone or anything like that, this is a great tool to allow certain communications during specific times, but also restrict them during those times. So definitely go throughout the communication limits, see what's good for you. And I think that this is a great addition to Screen Time to further allow parents to kind of monitor their child's screen time and make sure that they're not using their phones too much. But for the average user out there, maybe you don't have kids or maybe you don't use this feature, that being screen time that very much, this wouldn't really be a feature for you. This is more specific to parental units who want to make sure that their kids are not spending too much time on their phones. Now, if you go to a video that you've taken on your iPhone, in the past, it was really hard to edit videos, but now if you go into Edit and you want to kind of change the length of a video, then you click done. You have two options now. So you can save the video as it is, cut the video permanently, and that is your new video. Or you can save video as a new clip. So basically you can have the original video and then your new clip that is kind of compressed down or cut at specific points. So that way you're not losing your original footage. You don't have to duplicate anything. You can save the video as it is, or you can create a new one. So you always have that original footage to work with should you want to go back and work with that footage. I think this is a great tool for any of you guys who edit on your phones or iPads or anything like that. This will definitely be a great tool for editing, just so you have that original footage at all times and you never lose it. Now, a very small change is the Apple Watch icon has in fact changed. That is to reflect the change that was made between the Apple Watch Series 4 and Series 5. So the dial has now changed on the Series 5 watches. So very minor change. It's weird to see new app icons this late in the cycle of an iOS release, but very small change here in iOS for the Apple Watch app icon. Okay, so the next thing is RAM management. RAM management was always an issue in past kind of releases of iOS 13. It was kind of hit or miss as to what would be going on. But typically when you went back into an app, it would have to completely reload like this one did now. That is now fixed in iOS 13.3. So when you update, you will be able to go back to the app that you were using and it won't have to reload. So that RAM management issue is now fixed within iOS 13.3. It's been a real issue, but that will eventually save you some battery life, as apps won't have to be completely reloading, and it will save you time overall because your app will be already loaded and ready to go as to where it was previously when you previously used it. Now, within iOS 13, we got some new kind of like update or cover screens for very specific apps. So for the App Store, we saw this one. For Test Flight, we saw this new cover screen for Test Flight. The Test Flight cover screen is actually the one that changed the most. And then we have one more, and that is the cover for Apple Music. So if you go into Apple Music, this will basically give you a rundown of what's new with Apple Music. So far, nothing major changed within Apple Music, so I'm not sure why it's there, but we do get a new cover screen here in iOS 13.3 for Apple Music. Okay guys, so those were all of the new features that we found in iOS 13.3, but there's actually a whole lot more to talk about because a bunch of bugs have now been fixed within iOS 13.3 over the previous build of iOS 13 here. So there's a lot of UI glitches in the previous builds of iOS 13 that didn't seem to go away, and within iOS 13.3, we haven't actually seen any of those even throughout the beta process. So it seems like a bunch of UI glitches have gone away, especially with like AirPods or maybe any other Bluetooth headphones popping up. Those seem to now be gone. Now there was a major Wi-Fi and Bluetooth bug where basically these connections would disconnect. It also happened with LTE, but I can't speak from personal experience because I only had the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth bugs, but they were super annoying. Basically Wi-Fi and Bluetooth would cut off, and for Bluetooth especially, it would be really annoying because my music or anything that was playing would just cut off and then come back on, and would kind of disrupt that process. So that has now been fixed now within iOS 13.3. So if you had that problem, you should be experiencing a lot better performance there on iOS 13. Okay, so let's move on to performance. Always a big topic when it comes to iOS updates because for the past few years, it's always been that iOS updates slow down phones, especially older ones, and we definitely don't want to see that with this update. But the constant theme with iOS 13 has always been with updates, we've actually been getting huge performance gains, and we definitely want to see if that happens here in iOS 13. So we ran a bunch of tests, and specifically with iOS 13.3, over the last version of iOS 13, we're seeing about a solid 5% increase on the CPU, and that is split up between the single core and multi-core. More of that gain is found within the multi-core though, so if you have any multi-core processes going on your device, those are going to be a lot faster here in iOS 13.3. Now, specific to the GPU, we actually have a lot of performance gain, about 7%, and that is actually something you can see. So if you go throughout the UI of iOS 13.3, you are going to notice that everything is a lot faster, a lot smoother. The system UI kind of goes throughout its processes a lot faster. And with this update, it is going to be a lot more efficient. So that leads us on to battery life. Efficiency is always key. Battery life is definitely better here in iOS 13.3. It's more consistent, so do expect better battery life, but actually the best battery life gain that we have found is on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus models. So if you have an older device like that, you're still getting gains in the battery percentage or battery performance department. So that is a huge plus for you guys that might want to hold on to those phones, but don't want to lose speed and battery performance. So guys, that is all with iOS 13.3. We kind of went over new features, performance, and of course battery performance as well. And I always get this question, should I be updating to the latest version of iOS? And I think the two main things to take away from this update is the RAM management issue was always a problem in previous updates of iOS 13, and that will significantly help your workflow as you go throughout the day. Having that RAM management issue fixed, and also will save on battery life because apps are not having to completely reload themselves after a certain period of time. So that is one point. The second point is you're getting solid performance gains with this update, and if you have an older device especially, you're getting battery performance gains as well. So I'd say this is a win-win situation. We haven't experienced any bugs so far, so everything should be good, but if you should experience bugs, I think a subsequent update of iOS 13.3 will be out pretty soon just to patch those up. But so far, the bug experience running iOS 13.3 betas have been almost flawless, and we really haven't seen much going on there. So I do recommend this update. If you have any questions about it, definitely leave those in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. So thank you guys for watching this update video on iOS 13.3. Appreciate all of your support. Of course, questions in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a like. Also, if you want to see any future update videos for iOS, definitely get subscribed and hit that notification bell button to get updated on when those videos are released. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll be catching you guys in some upcoming content. Peace.